Grab those drinks. We're starting up again. For real. You people are infuriating. Yeah.
You want a drink, Shin?
I'm good.
Okay, guys. So, our next reader told me, and this is a direct quote, so you can't get mad at me. No, it's not offensive. He said, "When I think of fur, I imagine being a sloth or something wearing a wig, and how that would be kind of rad. So I guess in that way, you could say what I'm planning to read is like fur." Everyone welcome Shin Watanabe.
All right. So, as per usual, I just have some poems to read, so that's what I'm going to do. All right. This first one is called Leech Lake. The foundations of an old Cape Cod slide brick by brick on ice. I hammer apples into evergreen trees, pine needles snow on a stereo, something about a Rottweiler playing low. Roger had a fist fight with a black bear and lost. He did not die, just badly. Yokai sleep in my portable freezer. Sometimes I find a strand of long white hair or an empty can of oolong tea. Overnight, pine molts to log, leaves fold back into branch. Roots rise slowly from the dirt until the branches are not branches, just root. They clench the clouds in their curves, a house suspended over Leech Lake. On the pine's tip, the stereo's pierced, and none of its parts do anything. This next one is called Minds, Hearts, Tracasseries. Under the burrow, a humid bird turns its beak from the warm, digestion a chore. Nobody knew of her daily writing, learning English a word at a time to some newspaper cutouts of barnyard animals. She used to be so fat. The tenants in our new home remember an odd kindness, soft perhaps, spotted by sakura petals torn from posters and then dirt. The burrow, room number 9, I found 4 zebras. Mom said, I have to take one. I chose the wooden, it looked the least real. At the funeral, unfamiliar faces, family apparently, though nothing to prove it but word, pictures, family trees, an actual book published full of family trees. Gifts given, tradition, static, meaningless, and this little flame at the end of a candle. I'm climbing up a department store, 8 stories high, where they sell branded handbags for a quarter the price. Mom thinks Japanese candy's better for the teeth than American candy. I tell her it's made from the same shit. She's about the packaging and how it is to open. So many blank pages left in her journal. At last, a crudely drawn bird. This next one is called 3:30 a.m. Justin saw an angel somewhere out in Central Park. Blue fog lowers its belly densely down to the city rooftops. He sits by a bench, body slanted on railings. He snows cigarettes and tea leaves. They frost the dirt unevenly. He writes of the 4 animals he's favored to become at the end of a long chain of repercussions for something his previous self did as a child. He draws with ash the cow's 4 stomachs and envies how none of them were ever used for love. He says, we have wings, I know, I know, I know. I wait amongst the clockwork pigeons, sleeping under stone fabrications, with gears trembling as I tremble, their brass eyes, stark with light, spin in their sockets. They lay their wings for the wind to seize, wait to be chosen as one of the 4. What wilderness our minds exude, what false gods we love. On the bench, I'm telling him how if angels had stomachs, they'd fill them with stupid shit like glitter and life-size photographs of fawns. He follows a desperation, steaming from the earth, enters a field where each grass blade's a pigeon's grave. And there is no moon at the end of the world, no leaping bovine, no chocolate milk carton. He gathers halos of fallen pigeons. We name together their destinies, rumen, reticulum, omasum, abomasum. We link their ends, birthing chains of white. Got one more. This one is called Fuzzy Straitjacket. I heard this loud bang somewhere off in a meadow by New Ark, and some blue butterflies that flocked to piss sprang out from behind the logs, tossed their quivering selves at the moon. Bruised as they might be, they did not answer my call. Rita sits in a tent by the campfire, legs resting over a gray hoodie. Her brother, a spotted wildcat, swings his paw down from the bunk bed. They wait for their old man, his shotgun hair. They too recall grasshoppers, their deeds and long leaps. She hears rain hit the leaves, fire crackle in her left shoulder. The wildcat, he has his days, his morning accolades, tracking down rabbits by the beet farm, bites down hard in their necks. No sense in taking them home, he leaves them there, knowing that when he leaves, they'll hop right on up and play some old song on a wooden clarinet. I wake up every night at 2:45 a.m., start a dream log, and I've only ever written one thing. Why is the wild not a city? E says it must mean something, or else I wouldn't write it down, and eggs do not go well with most fruits. Just because something's true doesn't mean there's a point in saying it. Yeah, my sweater's blue with a red man pointing at the sun. Yeah, there's a guy over in the brewery gone and stole all the pouches of sugar. We call him Sugar something. Back in the meadow by New Ark, Rita, the girl without eyes, sleeps. She had hands, you see. So it was no quarrel to have no eyes. She picks stars out from the wet grass, pins their salty flavor to her chest, unravels her thousand vines. They grip the trees, the in-betweens of brick and log, and smoke and cinder. E's a completionist. Once he fought a man over a can of Diet Coke and went on to fight every man in the brewery. A pattern in everything. Thursday, I loiter around the big tree, stealing acorns from some squirrels. I watch Rita treading a trail with her wildcat brother, shot in plain daylight by a gang of raccoony kids. The clouds, they made no fuss of it. Rita does not cry or swing or fizzle in a lightning's fury, just lays one knee on the wet blade, speaks with a calm puzzlement. You think the wings justify the flight. You think the flock reveres the moonlight when the moon does not light anything. You think a volley of arrows shot from one's sleeping mind can or cannot pierce my vault of memories, this veiled crib. The raccoony kids do not know how to think or smoke or tell their parents anything, so they say nothing, and one of them takes a carrot out of his knapsack and bites into it. Rita let her body limp, lies down on the trail and stops moving. Her brother, the wildcat, sees this and lies down next to her. Eventually, he tires of it and walks off. E quit his job at the brewery. He found another job, and he did not need two jobs. I, maddened by this newfound loneliness, swung at his head. He was much faster than I and dodged easily. He did not care much and continued on inquiring. Did you get him? You know, those butterflies, shoot 'em up. Did you paste their blue wings on a clipboard, show 'em to the class? Did they gawk and sputter soft words that float and stick to your hair? Did you become a butterfly by the end of it all? And if so, are you one now? Thank you.